Welcome to the Dr. Ashley Show. I'm Dr. Ashley, and today we are going to talk about how to lose belly fat fast. If you've been struggling with stubborn belly fat, you are not alone. It is so difficult to drop, and I think the majority of us who are struggling with excess fat weight just can't stand the belly area. The deal is that most people go about this the wrong way. Crash diets, endless crunches, extreme cardio, lots of medications. You won't get the results that you are looking for through these approaches. But don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, I'm going to take a deep dive on why we've got this fat in the belly in the first place, and then exactly what to do to let it go. So let's dive in. If you've never seen one of my videos or listened to one of my episodes, I'm Dr. Ashley Lucas. I'm a PhD nutritionist and a registered dietitian and the owner of PhD Weight Loss, where we have helped over 10,500 people collectively drop more than 466,000 pounds nationwide. And my goal with this channel is to provide you with the science-backed information you need to actually drop the weight and keep it off long term. So most of us don't like the appearance of belly fat. Most people who come into PhD weight loss are like, Dr. Ashley, I just can't stand the way that my pants fit or don't fit. But belly fat, from my perspective, isn't about appearance because it's such a bigger, more significant sign that we are struggling with metabolic deficiencies, like metabolic disease. And when I say metabolic disease, I'm talking about high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetes, high cholesterol. Research shows that right now 91% of Americans are metabolically unwell. And when I say metabolically unwell, I'm speaking about these diseases that the majority of us are experiencing. So when I see someone with belly fat, I know that they're struggling with this. Usually it comes with high blood pressure, sleep apnea, inflammation in their joints, not because of the excess weight on the frame necessarily, but because of the inflammatory type of hormones that this belly fat secretes. So I want to teach you today about how this belly fat works and, again, what you can do about it. If you've heard me talk before, you know that I'm pretty obsessed around belly fat. And it's really important that folks understand how the belly fat works in the body. And a lot of people share with me after learning from me that they look at their belly fat like a beast. It's a beast that they are slaying every day. So the first thing to understand is that there's two different types of fat that we carry. The first type of fat is subcutaneous fat, and that's the fat that lives right under the skin pretty much. It's not a high-risk type of fat. We might not like the appearance of it, but it really is inert, meaning it's just kind of hanging around going for a ride, going for a journey with us. Whereas the other type of fat is the visceral fat, and the visceral fat is the belly fat. This type of fat is dangerous because how it works is it fills up the organs in your belly area. It wraps around them and it squeezes your organs like a straitjacket. So we could use your heart as an example or your liver, especially when pretty much everyone who has belly fat is going to have fat around the liver. Especially if you've been diagnosed with fatty liver, then you know you've got fat not just around the outside of the liver, but also inside it. If you carry this belly fat and we took a slice of your liver, it would look like a Kobe beefsteak. That marbling in there and that thick stuff that wraps around the steak. Well, that's what's happening to, let's just use your liver as an example. So over time, this fat mass that's starting to infiltrate your organs or your liver in this example starts to grow its own blood vessels. Once it's got its own blood vessels, it actually starts to create its own oxygen supply. And after it gets its own oxygen going for it, it secretes hormones. And these hormones have one objective, and that objective is to help this belly fat get fatter and fatter as fast as possible. So I want you to think of this belly fat like a tumor in a way, right? All it wants to do is grow. It has its own demands and urges and cravings and desires, and I want you to think of it like an entity that will not rest until you feed it. Oftentimes I talk to clients who say, gosh, I really just don't eat that much, or man, I'll eat dinner and I know that I'm not hungry, but I'm standing in front of the fridge looking for more food. Like, what's going on? I just don't have strong willpower. This excess fat weight that we're carrying has nothing to do with a lack of willpower or a flaw in personality. It has nothing to do with you. It's all hormonally driven by this entity, this thing that just wants to grow. So in you, it's secreting hormones that make you crave, that increase your hunger levels, that decrease your ability to say no, that slow your metabolism, that makes you lazy. Like the last thing this fat mass wants you to do is get up off the couch and go run, right? It doesn't want you to expend calories. So I really urge you to think of it like this thing that has taken over your body and just wants to eat more. In addition, research shows that there's a dysregulation of energy when we have this belly fat. So what I mean by this is when you consume a breakfast, the majority of the calories coming from that breakfast, if you've got belly fat, are going to go in and feed the fat first. So in a way, I want you to think that your fat gets fed first. Your muscle cells don't get the energy like they should. Therefore, your brain doesn't get the signal that you've been fed. So now you're thinking, oh my gosh, I just ate, but I'm starving, because inside your brain is saying you really haven't eaten. You're starving inside.
Hey guys, quick interruption to the show to remind you about GlucoCut Plus, my latest supplement designed specifically for weight loss and maintenance. You know, weight loss can stress your body. It affects your thyroid, muscle mass, and metabolism. GlucoCut Plus is packed with patented ingredients to regulate your blood sugar for longer lasting energy, enhance fat burning, and support lean muscle and your thyroid health. We only use top quality ingredients and it's super effective. It's like this all-in-one for metabolic support. Visit dr.ashleywellness.com, use code ASHLEY10 for 10% off your first purchase, or receive 20% off your first subscription order with free shipping. Plus, enjoy a 30-day money-back guarantee. Now, back to the show.
So that's why you might find yourself with the fridge doors open after you've eaten dinner, or in the pantry craving more. It's another reason why this belly fat is why we have inflammation coursing through the body when we have excess fat weight. This fat mass in there actually secretes a hormone called interleukin-6. And interleukin-6 is an inflammatory hormone. It's linked to increased cancer risks, autoimmune diseases. A whole host of negative health consequences are linked to increased level of interleukin-6. It's a big reason why we're so sick when we're carrying around excess fat weight. In men, it secretes a hormone called aromatase, which takes your testosterone, converts it into estrogen. So if you are a guy and you've got belly fat, you're going to have lower T levels and higher estrogen levels. And as you continue to gain more fat, it's going to go in the chest, the throat, the face. You're going to have high blood pressure and sleep apnea. So all of these things are correlated together because of the fat in the belly. It's also a big reason why you drop weight only to regain it. Let's say you've got a 60-pound fat mass in your belly area, and you only drop 15% of your excess fat weight. I'm not great at math, but let's say that's like 15 pounds. You're going to feel a lot better. And I use 15% because that's the percentage of weight that on average we're dropping by taking Ozempic and these drugs. So everyone's so super excited to drop 15% of their body weight, which is better than nothing. Well, maybe. But then we drop it, but you still have a significant amount of excess fat weight that's damaging and slowing your metabolism. So it's just a matter of time until you gain that weight back. It's like shaving the top off of a weed and leaving the root. It's just a matter of time until that weed grows back again. So that's why it's so important to understand how this belly fat works, how it works against you, why your weight gain isn't your fault. It's all hormonally driven by this thing that just wants to grow. Stress affects your belly fat. If you've got high cortisol levels coursing through your body, that cortisol can actually take fat cells from your arms and your legs and move it like into your belly area. So you're going to be at higher risk of developing more fat in the belly. This chronic stress can come from your work, relationships, lack of sleep, all of it. Really, it comes from how we perceive these stressful events. So if we can change our perception around stress, we actually don't secrete as much cortisol. Now, this is another topic for another episode, and I actually did an entire episode talking about stress. So if you think, oh my gosh, stress is a big culprit for me, it has significant impact, then you should definitely check out this video over here. Just come over to YouTube if you're listening to this on a podcast platform and check out this video, and I can help you with your stress. So then, What are we going to do about this? Well, number one is you should check out PhD Weight Loss because this is what we do every day. If you feel like you've got a lot of belly fat and you are ready to let it go, but you need a customized plan, I'm guiding you exactly what, when, how much to eat, focusing on mindset, because another piece of this, you guys, 80% of dropping weight comes from the mind. We can't just focus on what, when, how much we're eating, how little we're eating, if we're moving not enough or too much. We really have to focus inside on our mind as well. So if this interests you, if you think that this would be helpful, then you should definitely check out PhD Weight Loss. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, come on over to YouTube, see the Dr. Ashley Show, and we have a lot of resources available here on YouTube. So check that out. But let's say you're just going to do this and you're going to try some stuff on your own. Then here is a 30-day plan that you can implement to see some results. Number one is you're going to remove the processed carbs and sugars from your diet. I know there are a lot of camps out there saying eat everything in moderation. Then we're going to have like a moderate amount of belly fat. We have to take clear steps to be fit and to be lean. And number one is to remove processed carbs and sugar from your diet. Number two, eat protein, high quality protein at every meal and make it the first thing that you consume. If you eat breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, make protein the priority. Number three is lift something heavy. It could be resistance training, could be your own body weight, but lift something heavy at least 3 times a week. Number four is walk. Walking is so healthy for you, not just your body, but also your brain health, which we know ties into living and achieving optimal health. So walking a 30-minute brisk walk every day, not 5 days a week, but 7 days a week. Now, if you can't walk at all, we have people, clients at PhD Weight Loss who cannot walk, and that's okay. You still can make huge improvements. So don't think, oh my gosh, I'm in too much pain. I can't walk. I can't do this. You can. You can skip that one. But for the majority of you guys listening or watching this, 8,000 steps a day is a really good target for you. And then number 5, don't forget that looking at the mindset, how we're thinking about things, our sleep, our stress. I'll always talk to PhD weight loss clients about this. If they say, gosh, my weight loss has stalled, and they don't often say this, but if they do, and they're like, I'm eating everything correctly, when we have our weekly coaching, individualized coaching sessions with our clients, we'll say, okay, what else is going on in your life? And usually it is not sleeping enough or too much stress. And when we can shift that, the weight starts dropping again, and we'll see men back at their 3 to 4 pounds a week rate, or women at their 2 to 3 pounds a week rate. So to recap, I know this can be a lot, but number 1 is that weight gain isn't your fault. It is not a lack of willpower or a lack of discipline or a flaw in personality. It's all hormonally driven by this thing that just wants to grow. It takes over. That's why you're slaying the beast. That's why when you decide to drop weight, you're going all the way and you're fully, what I call fully collapsing that belly fat. And then you're going to focus on the whole foods. You're going to focus on lifting something heavy and getting up and walking if you can. And then you're also recognizing that 80% of this comes from the mind, the mental, emotional habits, behaviors, reducing stress, looking at sleep, and finally letting go of that belly fat that's just not serving you anymore. So I really encourage you to start implementing these changes today. Do not wait for tomorrow. Just start right now, and you are going to be amazed at the differences. So if you are watching this on YouTube and you want to know exactly what to eat to accelerate your fat loss, then check out this video. The link is in the description, and it's called Eat This Every Day for 30 Days to Lose Weight. Also, if you are watching this on YouTube, please drop your comments below. I want to hear what you think about around belly fat and if this has been a struggle for you. And if it has, remember, you are not alone. And if you are listening to this on a podcast platform, please leave a review. You guys, you've got to step up to make the change. Lead with your heart, train your mind, and do not negotiate with your body. I'll see you next time.